aside, before we go back to the audience, I want to ask you a question that I asked to Senator Cruz as well. More than 6 months ago, you pledged to support the Republican nominee, whoever that may be. A lot has changed since then. It sounded, when I was pressing Senator Cruz on it, sounded like he was saying he'd have a hard time supporting somebody who went after his wife.
Honestly, he doesn't have to support me. I'm not asking for support. I want the people's support.
Do you continue to pledge whoever the Republican nominee is?
No, I don't anyway. Look.
You don't?
No, we'll see who it is.
You won't promise to support the Republican nominee?
And he was essentially saying the same thing. Let me just tell you, he doesn't have to support me. I have tremendous support right now from the people. I'm way over 2 million votes more than him. I have many, many more delegates than him. I like many, many more delegates. As I said before, he was talking about his great victory the night Utah. Well, I won Arizona, many more delegates, many, many more delegates. I don't really want him to do something that he's not comfortable with. Just like I can't imagine Jeb Bush. Look, I beat these people badly. I beat Jeb Bush. I beat the governor of the state. The governor of the state came in. He was favored to win. He was at 22 points. Then he said something bad about me, and I hit him very hard, and he went boom, and he left the race. He was very early.
Just so I'm
I don't
clear,
want to make people uncomfortable. I don't need their support. Now, maybe it'll be a negative, maybe it won't.
So the pledge you took is null and void. The idea of supporting whoever the Republican nominee is, you say you will no longer guarantee that you will support the Republican nominee.
Look, I won the state of Missouri, right? No, I have. Cruz people. I've been treated very unfairly. I'll give you an example.
Unfairly by who?
I think by basically the RNC, the Republican Party, the establishment. You have a guy like Mitt Romney who lost miserably, who did a terrible job. He ran a horrible, horrible campaign. The last month of that, I helped him. I raised him $1 million.
Do you think the RNC is plotting to take this away from you at the convention?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think you'd have a lot of very upset people if that happened. Just so you understand, when Romney came out against me, he ran one of the worst races in the history of presidential politics. He ought to sit back and root for us instead of being a negative force. And we have, others also. I'm bringing millions. The biggest story in all of politics worldwide right now, and I think you might agree to this, is what's happened. Millions of people are coming in and voting, in all fairness for me.
And watching and being involved in the process.
And all of this. Your ratings tonight will be excellent, right? The debate you had were 23 million people. If I don't want to say this braggingly, I'm just telling you, if I weren't in it, you would have had
your decision,
4 million people?
In the off chance that you're not the Republican nominee, what would go into your decision of whether or not you would support the
I'll see who it is. I mean, I'm not looking to hurt anybody. I love the Republican Party.
If it was Senator Ted Cruz, would you support that?
Look, here's my thing on Chris. A lot of nasty things have been said. I'm a very honorable guy, and I'm a very honest guy. I would have never done what he did to Ben Carson, who, by the way, endorsed me. I would have never gone to Iowa and said, Ben Carson has left the race. He's gone, 100%. Vote for me. And they usher people into the caucus, and they try and get them to vote for Ted Cruz. A lot of people left Ben Carson. Ben Carson's an honorable guy. That was a terrible thing to do. There were other terrible things to do. And I honestly, I watched him tonight with you, and I watched how tormented he was when you asked him that question. I don't want to have him torment. I don't want to have him be tormented. Let me just tell you, I don't want his support. I don't need his support. I want him to be comfortable. Now, if he wants to support me, that'd be wonderful, because I think I'm going to win. But let me just tell you, I watched him, skirt around like any politician would, skirt around the issue. I don't want to make people like Jeb Bush, like Ted Cruz, like Governor Walker. I mean, Governor Walker, I hit him very hard after he hit me, but I hit him very hard, and I drove him out of the race. I drove Jeb Bush out of the race. I drove Rand Paul out of the race. I understand why they don't like me, and I don't want people to do something against their will, Anderson. I could see that he was having a hard time with a very simple question that you asked him. Would you support? Well, I think I'm going to win. Okay, he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to support me. I really don't believe I need his support. I'd love to have everybody support. You know what? I'm a unifier. Believe it or not, I'm a unifier.
If there was a contested convention,
someday you will see that.
If there was a contested convention and you didn't get the nomination and someone else was brought in, Paul Ryan, for instance, would you support?
Well, let me explain. So he was very nice. He called me the other day last week, and he was very nice. But then I read reports that he's having meetings with people about, some clandestine things. Let's see what happens. But he was very nice when he called, and I assume he's being straight with